This news update is brought to you by...
So, I'm meeting Rico later. Gotta check in with the girls, but first, let me check my usage on the MyLime app. Now, what should I wear? Hashtag sexy. He's here.
Welcome to the Barbados Today Evening Update for Tuesday, June 2nd. I'm Fernella Weatherburn. Topping the news this evening, football's world governing body FIFA gets another huge blow. President Sepp Blatter suddenly resigned today, just days after being re-elected for the top post amid an ongoing corruption scandal, which resulted in 2 high-profile Caribbean officials being arrested. CONCACAF boss Jeffrey Webb of the Cayman Islands was arrested in Switzerland last week, while Trinidad and Tobago's former FIFA Vice President Jack Warner was indicted. Here's what the 79-year-old Swiss had to say.
Although the members of FIFA have given me the new mandate, have re-elected me president, this mandate does not seem to be supported by everybody in the world of football, supporters, clubs, players, those who inspire life in football, as much as we do at FIFA. And this is why I will call an extraordinary Congress and put at disposal my function. It is going to be held as soon as possible, and a new president will be elected to follow me as the new president. I will continue to exercise my function as president of FIFA until the new elections are going to be held.
But President of the Barbados Football Association, Randy Harris, tells Barbados Today Blatter's resignation is not a big surprise. In fact, he believes that the move is in the best interest of the football organization.
I don't think that people in the West Indies understand the kind of pressure that he was under from last week when the development broke about the scandal in CONCACAF. If you remember, I am one that was saying that a number of people who really had no doubts about voting for him began to look at the position of re-electing him as president of FIFA, because, you know, Mr. Blatter being there could not have been the best thing for FIFA at this time.
In other developments of the day, the Environment Minister says he's working on a formula that will benefit all parties involved in the controversial tipping fee. Private haulers and movers in the past few weeks have been agitating for the $25 or part thereof of the charge imposed by the government on the disposal of waste at the Sustainable Barbados Recycling Centre be removed. The haulers, who have been waiting for another meeting with the minister in charge of the sector, Dr. Dennis Lowe, argue that the fee, which went into effect early last month, will hurt their bottom line. Speaking to reporters following a tour of the West Terrace Primary School this morning, Dr. Lowe revealed that his ministry is taking all the concerns of the businessmen on board.
We are working with them to get the information so as to ensure that the outcome is best suited for all parties. So we're making great progress. The tipping fee is $25 per ton or part thereof. We are re-examining it. So that's the whole purpose for the dialogue. They have expressed some concerns about the part thereof, and I believe they've argued successfully that it would have to be considered on a platform of equity. If I take 1.1 ton of this, I have to pay for 2 tons. Most of the small waste haulers have small vehicles. So we've looked at that very, very carefully, and I think we've worked out a formula that could be beneficial to everybody.
Meantime, the National Union of Public Workers is anxiously awaiting a meeting with the Finance Minister, Chris Sinclair, on issues arising from the pending transfer of customs workers to the Barbados Revenue Authority. Yesterday, Minister Sinclair assured customs guards and officers represented by the Barbados Workers Union that they would not be disadvantaged whether they opt to or not to make the July 1 move. Now, acting NUPW General Secretary Roslyn Smith tells Barbados Today that she is awaiting on her union's 10 a.m. meeting with the minister, to determine the way forward.
I don't want to go into what our expectations we have. Obviously, we have our expectations, and I prefer to hear from the minister, and then we will know exactly if our expectations have been met.
Okay.
But I don't want to go into it publicly as yet. And we're also meeting with the Personnel Administration Division tomorrow to look at the appointments. So everything is on stream.
2 Jamaicans were today sentenced to time behind bars for drugs. First, the Jamaican drug swallower, 31-year-old Houdina Maikini Blackwood, was sentenced to 18 months behind bars after he pleaded guilty to possession with intent to supply, importation and trafficking of 2.2 pounds of cannabis, while 32-year-old Jamaican businesswoman Tamika Latoya Ferron pleaded not guilty to her charges and was remanded to prison until June 29. Some on the field sports news now. Roland Edwards Primary did not have the best of days on the netball court when action in the Pine Hill Dairy-sponsored National Sports Council's Primary Schools Netball Tournament took to Spikestown St. Peter hard court today. 5 games were played and Roland Edwards featured in 3 of those matches and lost all of them. Against Boscobel, they lost 4-1, and when they came up against Gordon Greenwich, they also went down 4-2. They received a similar fate against St. Lucie Primary, going down 2-0. In the other games played at the same venue, Sailor Primary won 6-0 over St. Albans Primary, and Ignatius Bayer brushed aside Half Moon Fort 11-0.
There's regional and international news after this short break.
Secure your future, be financially strong. Since 1983, we have been there for you. A smart range of products, great tax benefits. We're the solution to your hopes and your dreams. The Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union. The Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union. Humble beginnings to smart loans, smart savings. Save smart and borrow smarter. That's the move for me. Stability, prosperity. We're the solution to your hopes and your dreams. The Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union. The Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union.
To regional happenings now, residents in Guyana are mopping up following severe flooding due to heavy rains. Several schools have been forced to shut their doors due to the inclement weather.
In addition to that, immediately the Cummins Street Canal, we will start desilting and clearing. That will be a collaboration between NDIA, the Mayor and City Council, and the Force Account Unit from the Ministry of Public Infrastructure. This, we felt, is required to increase the inflow to drain the water off effectively.
And on the international scene, loved ones of those missing in the China cruise ship tragedy are appealing for answers as officials race against the clock to find survivors. At least 5 people are dead and hundreds are still missing after the Eastern Star capsized in bad weather last night. So far, only 15 passengers have been found alive.
Well, this is the heart of the rescue operation. Soldiers are coming off boats. Presumably they've just been out at the scene of this terrible accident. This is as far as we can go. There's a heavy military presence Many soldiers are being used as rescuers. Some of them are taking a rest on the shore. There's also launches there which are being sent out to the accident site, but also being used to search the river looking for survivors or even bodies. For China, this is a national disaster, and the authorities, China's leaders, are prioritizing the rescue efforts.
And that report brings us to the end of our evening updates, but you can join us again first thing tomorrow morning. Until then, remember to log on to www.barbadostoday.bb, subscribe to our e-paper, our email updates, and like us on Facebook. You can also catch us on Izumi Media in bus terminals or screenplay at supermarkets and gas stations near you. We're also on Channel 101 on 9 TV and Mix 96.9 FM. I'm Fernella Wedderburn. To have a fantastic evening.
This news update is brought to you by...
So, I'm meeting Rico later. Gotta check in with the girls, but first, let me check my usage on the MyLime app. Now, what should I wear? Hashtag sexy. He's here.